Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this deck guide video, I'm going to take a look at Budget Aggro Shaman. It might even be a little bit misleading to call it a budget deck because this is a perfectly fine competitive deck as it is. It doesn't absolutely need any legendary cards to succeed, and Doomhammer, even though it appears to be an epic, it's actually a core set card, so it's free for everyone. So yeah, this is one of the better performing decks at the moment, so you can succeed on a budget really well in the ladder at the moment. At least unless people start taking a lot of acidic swamp oozes into their decks, because this deck is completely reliant on that Doomhammer. Doomhammer, buff it up with Rockbiter weapon, buff it up with Storm Strike, just go face and deal a lot of damage. Doomhammer can kill someone in a couple of turns, with right buffs and with a little bit of chip damage woven into the game, and yeah, it's just a very, very strong win condition. Other than Doomhammer, this deck runs a small elemental package. There are two types of aggro shamans at the moment. There's one with elementals and there's one without. One without elementals may be a little bit more reliant on those legendary cards, so this elemental package one seems more suitable for a budget deck. There's Kindling Elemental, excellent card to start with. Kindling Elemental is really something that you need to think about how to use that discount, because that discount is available for multiple turns. So sometimes you want to play Veiling Vapor at the start, then go Kindling Elemental later so that you can then play some other elementals. Sometimes your turn 1 is like Kindling Elemental, Veiling Vapor, you can play both of them on turn 1. You don't want to save that discount for turn 2. Because then on turn 2, of course, with that discount you could get, for example, a Gryphon for 2 mana. So really think about whether you want to use the discount immediately, or whether you want to play some other elementals first, and then save that discount for later. Either way, a steady stream of elementals in the early game, Kindling Elemental especially, helping that Gryphon happen, and then you also need to get some spells going in order to trigger the Marsh Spawns effect. There have been some games where I've even just played Marsh Spawn as a 3-drop, so that I have enabled, for example, Gryphon for turn 4. There are quite a lot of things that you can do with playing around with those synergies. Elementals give you some power in the early game, you can chip some damage in with those, then you have the Doomhammer, that's the big thing that you have. But then you also have some damage spells. There's Dunk Tank. Dunk Tank can only be corrupted by Doomhammer in this particular list, but that's cool. Dunk Tank can sometimes be used even for board control, but mostly you use it to go face. There's Lightning Bolt. Even though it's a 1 mana card, it's not something you want in the Mulligan. It's rather something that you want in the later game, where you're pushing that 3 damage with the Lightning Bolt to the dome. And then Serpentine Portal, it's the most multi-purpose of your direct damage spells. You still prefer it to go face, you rather want Torrent to be used to destroy some minions. But if needed, if early in the game, if you have some kind of board control, Serpentine Portal, destroy a minion, summon a minion for yourself, that can still be also a valid strategy. As for the mulligans with this deck, there are 3 cards that you're always looking for: Kindling Elemental, Veiling Vapor, and Cage Match Custodian. You really want to throw your Doomhammer with the Cage Match Custodian, you really want those elementals on the board on 1. And if you have a Kindling Elemental, you can also consider keeping something like an Arid Stormer, because then Kindling Elemental on 1 into Arid Stormer on 2 can be a really powerful play. As you can also consider Gryphon keeping a similar situation, Kindling Elemental on 1, Gryphon on 2. Especially if you think that's going to give you board control for the early game. Now, let's go take a look at this Budget Aggro Shaman in action. And if you enjoy this content, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. But I guess I don't particularly. I think I keep a Storm Strike because I have a guaranteed Doomhammer coming. However, finding the mini expansion slightly dull, I suppose. But, well, it did bring Shaman back into the meta. But it didn't help with the lack of archetype variety. That is a major problem for this game, but it's a problem that Blizzard chooses willingly to ignore. Now my Veiling Vapor will be killed. That's fine. A Truem Crescent with the 2-drop that they're playing will be enough to kill the Veiling Vapor. I accept that. There's the Cage Match. Just patience, 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 and then Doomhammer. That's how we roll. They need to find the Dead Set Cultists, I believe. They're playing the big variant. Will they have enough time? I do wonder. That's a nice top deck. Let's kill that one, see what comes out. Nothing comes out. Even better. I might as well kill that one too, while I'm at it. Okay, that was some good news. Now I'm in a position to coin the Doomhammer next turn.
We'll cut right to the chase.
Yeah, I'm just not killing your minion there. I'm just going to keep hitting you in the face. Kill something else with the Storm Strike if at all possible. Obviously I can't kill anything else with the Storm Strike if they don't play anything else, but see about that. They usually play something. That might backfire, or I mean that might be a problem for me killing that with Storm Strike and then something bad happening. Bad outcome from that one. So Taunt and Lifesteal would be the bad outcomes. Poisonous is irrelevant. Poisonous is just totally acceptable. We just keep whacking them in the face for now. Alright, and we have a lethal setup for next turn. They need to have the Death's Head Cultist to survive. They don't, so they're dead. Just didn't give them the targets they needed. And boom, and boom, and then a Serpent Shy Portal to the face. How about that? Fear of Failing Vapors in the Primal Dungeon. I suppose it's a possible keep. Let's give it a try. There was an alternative to Mulligan the Dungeoneer away. But we'll see what happens. My opponent kept 3 cards. So they have some pretty sweet stuff there. Some absolutely perfect stuff even. This means that they can also do like Arid Storm next turn. It looks like I am in a very difficult position here. If they do a 2-cost Arid Storm this turn, then I don't see how I'm going to win this. It's a Gaia Worm. Oh, a Lightning Bolt. That was far weaker. So they don't have an Arid Stormer in hand. That at least is good to know. Now I don't have any elementals played to allow that Gaia Worm to be used. Serpent Giant Portal would overload me, so I can't play Doomhammer on 5. Well, I'll have to wait and see. And Arid Stormer was top deck card there. Just a 2-5 without anything else. Intriguing. Big question, of course, is why. I want that Doomhammer out there next turn. There's still one more card left that they kept. I think I will torrent that one now. The alternative was to like Hero Power, which definitely felt like a potential alternative. I'm not really expecting Taunt minions, but they might have some, of course. I still don't know whether they're playing a fast or a slow variant of the deck. But now we start with the Doomhammer. Right? 4 mana next turn. That would be enough for a Rockbiter and a Cage Match Custodian, for example. Which would then enable the Gaia Worm for the following turn. They're playing the slow version, okay. That is good to know. I want to enable that Gaia Worm. A little sad about all the 3 health minions here, but we'll see how it goes. Perhaps the Gaia Worm will be useful. I will have 7 mana, so I can even Gaia Worm and Dunk Tank. Although there is a considerable chance that there won't be good targets for the Dunk Tank. Given that the minions have a fair amount of health here. Everything has 3 health. Everything has 3 health. This is really annoying. Because now my dunk tank is totally useless here. I'm down to 16. They have 8, 10, 12. Can't die to 4 damage. I mean, I can't let myself die to 4 damage. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to Storm Strike there. I will push this 10 to the face. Like this. And I'm going to Gryphon one of the two trees there. Because I still have 7 damage from Dunk Tank and Serpent Shrine Portal. So now there shouldn't be any way for them to have 10 damage for 6 mana. I don't think that is possible. With 1 Lightning Bolt already spent. And I don't have to get through any taunt minions, because I can simply kill them with spells from hand. And this minimizes the possibility that they would be able to do something about this. I mean, they just... Every combo piece apart from Mulligan can be used quite liberally. That's one of the main strengths of the Demon Hunter deck. Some priest still plays with Cthulhu. Now that is a surprise. I mean, these are legend games, remember. These are not gold games. The ranks are misleading, which is something I hate about the new system. A terrible misleading. This minute I should think of including one news again. There are not that many shamans, really. Aggro shamans especially. You don't do anything with the ooze against the one that runs the Whack-a-Null Hammer, which is more common. Oh, I suppose we're just whacking the priest in the face as much as we can here. Hysteria does not clear this board. How good is Mage after miniset release? It's mediocre, but it's climbable. You can still climb with it. Valuable. Well, it's still boring. Oh, nothing new in that regard. Would I want a Doomhammer? Well, yeah, I kind of would. I think I'll have to settle for torrenting that one. And pushing in this damage to the priest's face. Hoping for no Samuro and Apotheosis. But we'll see. Priest can do so many things. And then ran the Lightning Bolt. Random Condemn too. That's the best kind, isn't it? I'm definitely drawing a weapon here. Let's get that Doomhammer ready. The question is just, do I want my Torrent to be ready for next turn? Do I want to spend a Marsh spawn now? No Torrent for next turn. Maybe no Torrent for next turn is fine. Already have 2 Lightning Bolts. I'll take a third one. I'll take a third Lightning Bolt over the spell damage minion here. See how it goes. I was playing Doomhammer next turn, I believe. The amount of cases where I wouldn't are very limited. Priest can heal. That they can definitely do. Doomhammer, but is it going to be Coin Wand Maker? So that I activate the Torrent for potential use next turn. I think that's the play. Coin Wand Maker. Makes my board vulnerable to Hysteria, of course, but I think that's acceptable. So I have 12 from hand with the lightning bolts now. I have up to 16 damage for next turn, and with a torrent. I'm kind of baiting the Hysteria here. The Ooze. The Ooze saved the priest. Well, that was disappointing. I didn't think they would have included an Ooze yet. How much can they heal next turn? Suppose we're about to find out. I need to torrent that one so that they can't apotheosis on it. So if they only have a hero power heal, that's fine. But I've already seen 2 copies of Renew. It's a win. It's a win despite the Ooze. With the quadruple lightning bolt. Just look at these go. Pew. 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 And pew. One very, very dead priest. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.